Yep, it is back to school time as Allen IC welcomed its staff back with a Let's Glow pep rally. But as you've been telling us in our parent survey, there's a lot of anxiety about back to school this year. United Way of Metropolitan Dallas has a few ways to help relieve some of those worries. We are glad to have Susan Hoff, the United Way's Chief Impact Officer, joining us right now on Midday to talk about their Stock the Schools initiative. Susan, great to have you here with us. Tell me a little bit about Stock the Schools and how it will help Dallas students and teachers.
Of course. Thanks for having us this morning. So United Way, as many people know, is committed to ensuring that every North Texan has the opportunity and access to thrive. And Stock the School is just one way that we focus on that, particularly in the area of education. This event is sponsored by Mr. Cooper Group and Texas Instruments, supported by Vistra, and it'll provide classroom supplies for teachers and students, and our volunteers this Friday will help teachers with classroom setup. You know, if you think back, most of us can remember how good it felt to walk into a school classroom with our backpack and our colors and our paper and scissors. It's a great way to get the school year started off for a great year.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, with rising inflation, including the climbing cost of school supplies that we're seeing in stores right now, why is this effort especially important this year?
Yeah, cost of everything is going up. Food, gasoline. In fact, we know that the average family spends about $660 on school supplies. That's a huge lift. And we also know that teachers who are not the highest paid professionals often dip into their own pockets to cover the cost of supplies for kids who don't have the resources, or families who don't have the resources to cover those costs. So this year, it's even more important to get engaged and support students and teachers so they can be prepared for school.
Yeah, definitely. And we're starting to see teachers roll out with those wish lists as well. On another note, you know, the Uvalde tragedy is on a lot of people's minds, along with continuing concerns about COVID. How can we as a community, cope with anxiety around back to school?
Right. Well, you know, going back to school is both an exciting and a stressful time, and the very best of times. This year, with still more COVID cases rising, inflation, and of course, concerns about school safety, the things that we can do is help cover the resources and needs that families don't have to worry about, like school supplies, like being prepared, and, you know, a show of community support, like this event, like Stock the School, really helps families and teachers and schools know that we're behind them and we support them so that they can focus on those really critical issues, like making sure that our kids are safe and ready to learn.
Yeah, and you know, Susan, we've all heard about the summer slide, but the COVID learning gap, also another challenge that we're facing, but we understand there are programs offering some hopeful results about that. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, you know, we're starting to see some uptick in student outcomes, which really says what a tremendous amount of work that schools, teachers, and community resources have done, whether that's intensive tutoring, extended school days, wraparound support for kids and families. You know, we're starting to see kids come out of what we would call that learning gap, which is so incredibly important for all of us. And, you know, we want to make sure that kids not only get back on track for learning, but also get back on track to fall in love with school.
Right. And I know people are at home right now watching saying, okay, I want to help out. So how can they get involved and donate school supplies to help out, Susan?
Absolutely. We'd love more help. You can go to our website at unitedwaydallas.org and find information about volunteering or donating.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much for your time, for joining us on this show with all that information. For those of you wanting to get involved, we have a link on your screen. It's unitedwaydallas.org.
Thank you.
And our WFAA parent survey, it's still open. Let us know your concerns and thoughts heading into the new school year as we look to bring you the news and content you can use.